You've got it tuned to KEXP at 90.3 FM in Seattle, streaming around the world at KEXP.org. I'm Cheryl Waters down in the KEXP studios with sweet, sweet Cullen Omori. Welcome.
Hi.
You look amazing. It is always great to see you.
Thank you for the compliments. They mean the world.
Well, I'll keep them coming because we absolutely love your new record, The Diet, and you seem all set up to play some songs from it. So why don't you take it away?
Definitely. All right.
Cullen Omori live here in the KEXP studios playing songs from the new album The Diet, coming out on Sub Pop Records on August 17th.
Sweetheart, believe me.
You're listening to Cullen Omori live on KEXP, sharing songs from the upcoming album, The Diet. Thank you so much for letting us hear these songs live so early. Can't wait for the new record.
Oh, me too. Thanks. Yeah. It feels good. There's I think everyone's a little bit clearer headed than usually during a show, so I'm liking the result right now.
I'm loving how this is sounding. You want to introduce this sparkling band?
Yeah, so I got Adam over here on guitar, got Michael over on bass, and I got Ben over on drums, some of the most solid guys I know.
Well, they make these songs sparkle, like I said, and when I read interviews with you over many, many years, you always seem to be on a quest for the perfect pop song or what that will mean for you. And meanwhile, you just write one pop gem after another. So when you start out to create this new record, how did you push yourself? What were you wanting to do?
I think, well, the thing was, like for a long time, it was like I felt like it was a mixture of like what I thought was a pop song, so what people want to hear with mixed in with what I like to make or whatever. And then I think with this record, after the last record, after New Misery that I did, which was very much kind of that was the philosophy of it. For this one, it was more of, I'm going to try to completely write what I want to write. And at this point also, the pop thing and also try and make everything catchy has been so infused. And, because now it's been like 8 years or something of doing this. And so I think that in some ways this record is really catchy, but in some ways when I was writing it, my main goal was like, I want to make something weird. If I can make something familiar, yet also strange, I think that's better. You know what I mean? I don't know, because you can get tagged as like a revivalist if you like, 70s music or anything like guitar music now, So.
Well, it's great to have those touchstones from bands that you love and that people love, but you need to add something that's your own in there.
Yeah.
And I feel like you do that because you definitely take me back to different places in my life with your music in a way that makes me very, very happy. And then you put that Cullen Omori spin on it.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that there's something to be said, like, I like the nostalgia of like playing, from like drawing from bands, older bands and stuff. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to like be a revivalist as much as I'm like taking something and then extending it, which is hard because it's like, playing guitar is not the most, I guess, attractive thing to some, young musicians or something like that, making rap music or whatever. Like,
I was like, where are you going with that?
No, I'm going like other genres. But yeah, I mean, I love guitar, and at the end of the day too, it's like one of my other big things is like, I think that if whatever song I'm writing, if that can be transposed to someone like learning that on their guitar and it sounds enough like the song and they can like, learn either how to like write or whatever, play, like that's like the ultimate goal, It's like, sending my message to the masses,
Tell me how you put this album together, because I know for New Misery, you kind of hunkered down in a basement in a consolidated period of time, just like a couple people with their heads in it, working on it. What was this record like?
It was definitely more collaborative. I had moved to LA because the whole New Misery kind of the tour and a lot of the things surrounding that didn't pan out, and so I found myself with a lot of extra time, and I think that some of that gave me the urge to keep working, which is weird because it was. I think with New Misery, it was a demonstration to myself that I can play as much of the parts as possible, and with this one, it was more of how do I get a collaborative atmosphere without someone like taking it and running away with what I'm trying to do. And we recorded in Los Feliz in the producer's house. Like he had like a back studio, like that was like the 6-car garage, like little farmhouse thing, and just kind of had people come in and out instead of me being very, authoritarian about the whole process. It was a little bit more like freedom for everyone to do what they wanted to do, which I like because I wanted it to kind of have that like 70s like solo like Beatles record or something like that, where it's like you have a whole group of people like rotating in and out per song, like finding the best people for whatever song you think is gonna work with them.
You take songwriting pretty seriously. You have literally been playing in a band since you were a child.
Yeah.
And do you think about how you can have longevity in this career? Because this is really, you do this well, and I know that you've had some up and down times, but you've stuck with this, and the results have been really great for fans of the band. But, do you think about how you can keep doing this and have some balance in your life?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of still subscribe to the theory that, like, everyone has a certain amount of songs in them, And, like, I think that, but actually now, maybe not, because it's just, I can keep, this is the 5th record I've released, not as a solo artist, but just in general. I don't know. I think it's the ability to, like, put yourself into what you're doing, but at the same time, don't make your identity the music, because it's like, then it's like when things go well and wrong, or I guess more when things go wrong, it's a real kind of like shattering identity kind of thing. Whereas if, like, it's walking that line between, like, being very involved and committed to your music, but at the same time not, like, taking things over personally, And it's hard, especially when that's my thing, like, that I play music, and I write songs, luckily.
But you're right. You can't do that 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So you have to find some balance and other things in your life.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that for coming up, because we started when we were so young, it's like that was our identity 100%. Because you come out of high school, you're just like a loser. And then it's just like, oh, cool. Well, I guess now I'm a musician. And it's been a road. It's been a long road.
You just had to learn on the fly.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it was like, I wasn't popular enough to have, like, handlers around me at all times, like, telling me what to do, like a Justin Bieber style handler. Like, so.
Well, going back to your thought, if you do subscribe to the thought that you only have so many songs in you, as an optimist, I would like to say maybe you've got like 100,000 songs in you, and you'll never write them all.
Yeah. Like, I hope I don't get into, like, late Bob Dylan territory or something like that. Like,
I love it.
Like, it's just like 10 songs that are like variations of each other or whatever, and it's bizarre. But yeah.
We're live here in the KEXP studios. It's Cullen Omori, the new album, The Diet, coming out on August 17th. I want to ask you one more question before I ask you to play a couple more songs. What made you call this record The Diet?
I think it was more because it was just like I went back to kind of, with New Misery, there was a lot of experimentation just because I had been in a band situation for so long. And I think that a lot of The Diet was more about kind of limiting the instrumentation of what I wanted to do to be more classic and kind of reining in the lyrics, where before, I guess, like, they're like kind of like pseudo Elliott Smith lyrics on New Misery, and now I kind of wanted to go back into using that love song template, like kind of how I've done in the past. And I think that's one of the things, like I was saying earlier, is like the philosophy of like having it be familiar, having, everyone knows what a love song is, and on the surface, of course, it can just be, a universal thing, but there's also, a little history of me and stuff that there's a lot of other deeper little gems hidden in there, and also because I also was really into like the Hunter S. Thompson diet, like that thing, yeah. So I was basically on that diet for the whole recording period. Nice. So yeah.
Well, you can mine the diet for all those gems. Cullen Omori live on KEXP. Take it away.
I'm not trying to change your mind. Short hair, long hair, lipstick, or better, just don't treat me like the other guys. So the sunrise is on, but it is red. Try to work out the feelings in my head. Now you're so sure that you like who you were. If you think I'm your girl, shade with the blade of your fate. Too late. Wait by the door, fixing the store. Too late. Wait by the door, fixing the store. All by you, lazy demure. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. All by you, lazy demure. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. pay-per-view. Both of us on the you, cable or pay-per-view. I try so hard just to love you. So the sunrise is on, but it is red. Try to work out the feelings in my head, and now you're so sure that you like who you were. And if you think I'm your cure in good shape with the brain in the head on, it's too late. Way by the door, fixing the storm. It's too late. Way by the door, fixing the storm. Oh, by you lazy to do. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Oh, by you lazy to do. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I was around, but you're never next to me. Won't be that simple, 'cause someone's gotta bleed, and it won't be me. Oh, I want you, oh, I want you, honey. Something about you that colors on my dreams. So much to put, so much to put. So many lonely people, but I ain't one. I won't lead, she won't follow. Won't sit, I won't swallow. I know she's a natural one. In this world that she's calling, forever be falling. I know she's a natural one. Pink silk shorts and the pictures on the TV. Your bedroom eyes, they could hide to bring out a part of me. Oh, I want you, I want you, honey. And I'm lost at the better part of 19. So much to go, so much to go. So many lonely people, but I ain't one. I won't reach, you won't follow. Won't sit, I won't swallow. I know she's a natural one. In this world that she's falling, won't ever be falling. I know she's a natural one. And every
Nicely done. That sounded great. Cullen Omori live here in the KEXP studios. It's so great to see you all. Thank you for sharing these new songs.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having us.
You've got to tune to KEXP Seattle. Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.